But I want you all to think about a particular statue in New York City. At the bottom of that statue, speaking of the Statue of Liberty, there's a poem. It says, "Give me your tired, poor, huddled masses." And that has really been one of the guiding principles of America's policy towards immigration since our conception in 1776. Now, guys, these are the tired, poor, and huddled masses. These are the people who need a second chance. And I think we can't deny them. We can't deny them now. We can't close our borders to them. We need to accept them with open arms and integrate them into our society, because that makes us the melting pot, the culturally diverse nation that is America today, and makes us so strong.
They're taking up our tax money. They're taking up money from schools, I suppose, and medical stuff, hospitals. Because if it is an emergency, then they obviously go to the hospital and get fixed, and then the taxes they don't have to pay.
The question is, if you were a Democrat or a Republican, and you've already studied this issue, maybe you sat in on the committee hearings like we just had, this debate that we just had between Charles and Diamond, how much would it change your mind?
There are lots of different places in which debate happens. You obviously, in the Senate, you see it out on the big Senate chamber. And the debate in that case is usually kind of, set-piece speeches that people come to deliver. I think it is fairly valuable. It helps identify issues that people care about. It helps identify arguments in favor and against. And every once in a while, something wonderful happens, like, for instance, particularly Senator Durbin of Illinois is quite good about coming to the floor while somebody's in the middle of the speech and saying, "Will the senator yield for a question?" And then fire off a question that challenges some aspect of what the senator has just said. And then they go back and forth, and for a while, real debate breaks out. But by and large, it's more of a kind of a set-piece thing in which people are making prepared speeches to a largely empty room, which is a little bit misleading because there are a lot of people watching on the television. But it's not as direct as the usual debate. Once you get down into the committee, then the debate gets very direct. And when you have a markup, in particular, in a committee hearing, that means that there's a particular piece of legislation that is being considered then by the committee, and you have your chance to make amendments to the bill. And so you present your amendment, you have to argue for it. And that, I think, is where it really makes a big difference, because I've had amendments that I had no intention of supporting when I came into the committee room, but when I heard the senator make the case for the amendment, I have changed my point of view and said, that's right, I should vote for that. I think that they've made a good case. And I think there have been times when I've come in and I haven't had really much of a shot for getting whatever I wanted passed, but I've been able to make the argument successfully, and I felt that made the difference in terms of changing people's votes. So I think it has a very important role, but it tends to be, I think, most effective where people have the most exchange going on, and that tends to be in these committee hearings, in the markups, when a piece of legislation is actually being changed.